Good American Family Episode 3 Fact Check. 5 Biggest True Story Changes and Inaccuracies. The new episode of Good American Family turned the drama and suspense up even further, but it also introduced new inconsistencies with the real story. Good American Family is based on the true story of Michael and Christine Barnett adopting Natalia Grace. The all-star cast of Good American Family isn't telling a direct adaptation of the facts and allegations of the case, but rather a thriller story inspired by real events. That was apparent immediately, as Good American Family episodes 1 and 2 had significant inconsistencies, and the new episodes only added to the list. The issue of Natalia Grace's age in Good American Family is hotly contested and heavily debated, so there's no clear way to determine an objective truth about the situation. Still, Good American Family has a huge amount of allegations, claims, court proceedings, and recorded interviews to work with that have established 2 conflicting accounts of the events. One from the Barnetts and one from Natalia Grace. There's no telling which version is closer to the truth, but Good American Family broke away from both accounts in these 5 different ways. A major subplot of Good American Family so far, and a major source of contention between Michael and Christine, has been Michael's unemployment after the closing of Circuit City, the former brick-and-mortar tech store chain. Circuit City, however, closed all of its stores in the United States in March 2009 via About, a full year before Good American Family takes place. Michael Barnett did work at Circuit City at some point via InTouch, but he wasn't unemployed when the family adopted Natalia Grace, and his unemployment didn't drive a wedge between him and Christine. Good American Family's decision to focus on Michael's professional struggles also exacerbates a problem it had in the premiere. Good American Family has been highlighting the idea that the Barnetts were experiencing financial difficulties when they adopted Natalia Grace, but in real life, they weren't. They even took Natalia to Disney World when they first adopted her, and they were able to pay for different surgeries Natalia had due to her dwarfism. One of the more heart-pounding moments in Good American Family episode 3 came when Natalia Grace covered Christine's eyes while they were driving. Natalia was trying to get Christine to crash the car after she had been confronted about having her period, and Christine nearly hit her son. However, in real life, neither Michael nor Christine accused Natalia Grace of covering the driver's eyes and trying to cause a crash. They have accused her of some heinous behavior while driving, such as opening the door while the car was in motion, via time, and covering the boys in her own fecal matter. After a series of developments, Christine's relationship with Natalia deteriorated in Good American Family Episode 3, and she began trying to use tough love parenting tactics. One of those tactics was to force Natalia Grace to complete chores in exchange for privileges, which led to Natalia attempting to poison Christine. The Barnetts do allege that Natalia tried to poison Christine, but it wasn't due to stricter parenting measures via the curious case of Natalia Grace. Michael Barnett claims that Natalia simply offered to help with the dishes and poured detergent into Christine's coffee. Towards the end of Good American Family Episode 3, Christine Barnett had a chance to talk to Natalia Grace's previous adoptive family, the Siccons. Christine was in New York to film an interview for the Glenn Beck Show, and she took a ride to New Jersey to speak with Diane Ciccone. In real life, the Siccons lived in New Hampshire at the time, and Christine has never publicly stated that she spoke with them in 2010 via People. The nature of the closed adoption also makes it unlikely that Christine knew who Natalia Grace's family was until years later. The biggest reveal in Good American Family Episode 3 came at the very end of the episode. As they were preparing to go on live television, Michael subtly threatened Christine and took Natalia Grace's side, especially after Christine threatened to bring her to a mental hospital. In the curious case of Natalia Grace, Michael claimed he supported Christine from the very beginning, even noting that he knew he and his family were in danger from Natalia. It's just one of many details Good American Family chose to change to enhance its drama. When television dramas market themselves as inspired by a true story, they invite an immediate comparison between what really happened and what is carefully written for the screen. The new Good American Family episode has sparked exactly that kind of conversation. While the show is rooted in real-life events surrounding a small-town family that became a national talking point, the writers have made bold choices, some subtle, some glaring, that stretch the truth for the sake of drama, tension, and entertainment. Below, we'll explore the biggest changes and inaccuracies in this latest installment, examining how the episode reshaped history into television spectacle. 1. The Patriarch's Backstory, a convenient rewriting. In reality, the family patriarch, Robert Hanley, was a modest contractor with a reputation for reliability but not much charisma. The series, however, transforms him into a decorated war hero whose past is painted with sacrifice and honor. In the episode, Robert is shown in a flashback rescuing fellow soldiers from a burning vehicle, an invented detail that immediately elevates him into archetypal American hero status. Why the change? Television loves larger-than-life characters. By exaggerating Robert's military history, the writers gave him moral authority, making his family's later struggles carry greater symbolic weight. Still, this addition distorts the quieter truth. Robert's real-life challenges came not from glory, but from day-to-day economic hardship. 2. The family's financial collapse, a sudden storm. In the episode, the Hanleys go from comfortably middle class to financially ruined in the span of a single week. The storyline suggests a ruthless developer buys out Robert's construction company overnight, leaving the family destitute. The truth is far less dramatic. In real life, the Hanleys' financial decline was gradual, stretched over nearly a decade of small failures, delayed payments, mounting debt, and the slow erosion of trust between partners. Why the change? Television thrives on immediacy. A rapid fall from grace condenses the story and makes for powerful viewing. But it also erases the years of resilience the real family demonstrated, downplaying their ingenuity and struggle. 3. The Matriarch's Illness, a timeline twist. One of the most emotional arcs of the episode involves family matriarch Susan Hanley's sudden cancer diagnosis. The writers show her collapsing dramatically at a family barbecue, surrounded by shocked relatives. The illness is then positioned as the central reason for the family's unraveling. The real story is slightly different. Susan did face a serious health scare, but it was diagnosed early and treated with relative success. Her illness was not the primary reason for the family's financial or emotional breakdown. Why the change? By making Susan's illness more severe and immediate, the show ramps up the emotional stakes. It gives the audience a focal point for sympathy, but at the expense of accuracy. The dramatized collapse at the barbecue never happened. It's a writer's invention designed to break viewers' hearts in one sweeping moment. 4. The Villainous Outsider, Fiction over Fact. The episode introduces a new character, Victor Lang, a slick, suited businessman who manipulates the Hanleys into selling their land for pennies on the dollar. He's portrayed as cold, greedy, and symbolic of corporate America's heartlessness. In reality, no such singular villain existed. The Hanleys faced challenges from shifting markets, bureaucratic red tape, and internal mismanagement. Their struggles were systemic, not tied to one sharply dressed antagonist. Why the change? Stories often need a villain. By condensing abstract forces like the market into one man, the episode creates a clear target for audience outrage. It's effective, but misleading. It replaces complex realities with one-dimensional fiction. 5. The children's role, a more photogenic version. The episode shows the Hanley children as clean-cut, well-spoken, and united in their efforts to save the family. One child is portrayed as a budding lawyer who researches land rights, another as a tech-savvy teen building online campaigns. In truth, the Hanley children were far more ordinary, caught up in school, sports, and teenage rebellion. They didn't strategize legal defenses or launch internet movements. While they supported their parents in small ways, their role in the family crisis was secondary, not central. Why the change? Television often amplifies children's roles to appeal to younger viewers and add layers of hope and idealism. By making the Hanley kids into mini-heroes, the episode paints the family as more wholesome and unified than they really were.